Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Voices from the Mausoleum, and welcome to our Ask Us Anything live. We've been
Hello.
beating you guys over the head with this for like a month and a half, trying to get questions together because I wanted to make sure we had enough to answer.
You were so nervous it wasn't going to be just crickets, but don't worry, I got enough crickets here for you. If you guys, I closed the door, but if you guys at home can't hear, we get some crazy crickets in the early fall, late summer. It's intense, but we got lots of questions. So yeah, so it's not just the crickets chirping. It is about time, Tosh. I know, man. When was Angel going to get this together?
Oh my God! What?
Hi,
Okay,
Drew.
you withdrew. Thanks for coming by. What's up? Yeah. Hi, Mike.
Just all the highs. Hi. See, not crickets, Angel. People came by. The posting worked.
I'll drop a question before I nap for a couple hours. Play Carter. Poor thing. I don't know how you do the shifts that you do. Good Lord, especially not having a younger kid. I know your son, I think, is the youngest. Oof, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, those crazy hours. I don't know. I'm gonna be starting pretty early-ish morning shifts soon. I'm like, I'm not ready for that. We can. I don't know. Thanks, Norris. I'm gonna star it, and then we can go to it. We could also kick off with that question.
I don't have a preference. Do you want to, since he's about to go take a nap?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, sure, girl. Let's do it.
We could do that. That's neat.
Yeah. What's your most common costume for Halloween you have worn multiple times? Do you have any repeat costumes, Angel?
I've been a vampire a couple times, but technically it wasn't the same costume. It was just really the same thing. Have I ever reused a costume? I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever reused one. I've just, but I have been, as far as like something, I have been the same thing, like a couple times as a vampire. But otherwise, I've never reused the exact same costume. Of course, as an adult, I haven't bought a lot of costumes, especially now that my son, like, we go trick-or-treating and stuff now. So it's usually like comfort over like being festive, because like
he goes all out. You have to, be sensible with what you're wearing.
God, yes. And it doesn't get cold here. So even though it's like chilly, you're like sweating because you're walking miles and miles and stuff. So what about you, Steve? Did you have any?
7th, 8th, and 9th grade. I was this guy over here. I was Mikey for 7th, 8th, and 9th grade.
Wow.
I wore the same rubbery mask. It was in my parents' storage for years. When I moved to this house, I wanted to bring it with me. We opened it up and it was like mildewy and disgusting after just a couple of years being in storage. But yeah, and the funny thing is I wore the mask, but I barely put any effort into the rest of the costume. So it was literally like Michael and then like PacSun.
Oh my God.
Or Hot Topic or what it was, whatever I was wearing at the time.
Excellent. That's good.
It was black. I wasn't like wearing a tied-up shirt, although that would be funny. It was just basic street clothes. Maybe a hoodie.
Vampire, vampire as a character, I guess. Otherwise, I've never reused him, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, now I feel like we can like repurpose things. Like I'm trying to remember. We got Christmas. We got green ears. It was like they were like Yoda ears. I think they might have had a Santa hat on them or whatever it was. Anyway, years later, we repurposed them to be gremlin ears for Halloween.
Oh, that's
so it's like now it's just like, okay, like it's like you go into like the chest of dress up and make believe, and it's like, okay, what can we turn into a costume now?
I like that though. That's good. Refurbish.
You're a vampire twice and Batman twice. That's cool. Now you have to be vampire Batman. You gotta combine the two.
The Bat.
That's it. Well, yeah, there are feral versions of Batman, I think, like in the lore. Like in Elseworlds comics and stories. You're a hippie, Tosh.
Just go as yourself.
That's it. It's cool, man. As long as I'm not breaking out the Cher impression this time, we're good.
No, he'll summon Rob.
Too far.
So we do have quite a few questions to get through. I'll start with this one, which is a funny one. Some of these we'll say who they're from, and some of them I think they're repeats of people, so we'll just give shouts as needed. The first one is, how many subs for Angel to get the Gale Weathers bangs? That's from Al. And the answer is, there is no such number. There is nothing on this earth that would get me to do any sort of bang, really. Not like real ones that I couldn't push back or style out of my face. Bangs are a commitment, y'all.
I mean, I can brush it forward for you. I'll do it. Just cut right there. Just have a little. I'll figure something out. I'll get a wig.
Oh God, they're so bad. So the answer to that question is, there is no such number in existence. The limit does not exist.
Limit does not exist. Yeah, that would be a fun costume for us to do one year. We could do like Scream themed characters. Were we gonna do a Halloween live this year?
We don't have one scheduled yet. I think I told you our middle is going as Ghostface.
No, not all of you told me that.
I didn't tell you that. So I'm gonna go as Sydney, and Addie's gonna go as Gale.
Perfect.
Yeah, unless we can convince him to let us go as killers from Dead by Daylight. TBD.
That'd be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah. Ironically, O is gonna go as a vampire.
Oh. Yeah.
And I think the oldest is gonna go as oh my God, what is his name? Master Splinter from
that's really cool.
Ninja Turtles. So we'll be a weird mix of people like out in the streets on Halloween.
The multiverse of characters.
That's right. Hi, Tara.
Ooh, that's a good question. What's your least favorite movie genre?
Least favorite movie genre? Probably action movies.
So this is my least favorite movie genre, not because I hate the genre, but because I've seen this one particular movie too many times. It was shoved down my throat growing up. That's the sports movie. I do not.
Oh, yeah, I don't like those either.
Sport movies. So they're all the
that
same.
might be it, because there are some action movies I'll sit through. So I think I'm going to take that answer and steal it.
Sport movies are so boring, and they're all the same. And
they are all the same.
They're all the same. And so the one that really killed it for me was Remember the Titans.
Oh my God.
We watched
that in school. Well,
that's what I'm saying, because it had a civil rights message. The schools were like, perfect. We're gonna play this movie every year in every class.
Yeah.
And then my parents loved the movie, so I had to freaking sit through it at home. And I'm like, my teachers play it, my parents play it. I can't. That and Forrest Gump, great, good on their own. They are good movies.
Yeah.
But they would not stop playing them. Oh no, I see. I'm sorry.
No.
I can't. And that's not like to say that they're bad inherently. I just stop shoving them down my throat. Well, I guess now as an adult, I don't have to watch it. Now I have the agency to just say
you have a
no.
choice.
But it's sports movies and war movies too. War movies they're kind of like, it's like sport, because for me, they're just very like, macho genre movies, and I'm like, yeah. Respect. I like Forrest Gump, but when you play it 20 million times, and I'm not skipping your question, Sarah. I'm looking at the responses. Yeah,
okay.
Disney sports movies are a little different. I mean, I like Air Bud. Air Bud is fun, and I will not say I'm confusing myself. I will admit that I've seen the Air Buddy movies.
Forrest Gump's not a sports movie.
No. But I said it was overrated. That with
Oh, I missed it. I would have
Forrest Gump and
reacted
Remember the
if I'd
Titans were
realized
like
you
the
said
two
that.
movies that my school would just
Oh, I
play
love Forrest Gump. That's one of
over
my
again.
favorites. That's the drama. I love dramas.
um, what's a skill you've had to learn for content creating that you've never expected you'd need to know? Oh, that's a good one.
I don't have any
A
skills.
skill I had to learn.
Uh,
I mean, I was out of practice when it came to editing. So I had to like reteach myself like tools. So when I was in film school, we had Avid was the program. And then Final Cut took over, but Final Cut and that was the Apple. Apple was Final Cut, right? And then what's the other one? Premiere. Those were kind of the two coming up. I had to teach myself those.
I don't know. What skills? So I guess technically like learning a skill doesn't necessarily mean you're good at it, right? It just means you had to you just have to practice it. If I'm going by that logic, I would say that it's a different type of time management skill to do content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially because we don't do it full time. The rate in which we record and put out stuff is a lot, and it's becoming very difficult to manage that time wise. And I'm having to like pivot a lot more than I used to. Especially because I'm trying to get better at promo stuff and like marketing stuff and getting in my practice for the pub next year. And I'm like trying to, like just get better at that stuff because I'm not super good at it.
Yeah. It's hard. It's a lot.
But yeah, I would say like I have time management skills, but I'm a huge procrastinator, like the worst. You know that thing? It's like I keep getting away with procrastinating. That's why I keep procrastinating. That's like literally my entire life. Like I procrastinate. And I'll go through like spells where I'll be like super on top of stuff and I'll be super on it. And then I'm like, oh, I don't have to worry for a while. Oh, I don't have to worry. Oh, I don't have to worry. And then it's like, oh no, done anything in like how long? I would say that time management, and I never thought I would be editing my own videos because when I started doing YouTube before Voices, one of my best friends did all my editing for me, and then he did the editing for Voices when I started doing Voices, and I never thought I'd have to do it myself because it was super intimidating, and in a lot of ways it still is. But yeah, those are probably the two things. Time management wasn't something I had put a lot of thought into prior to doing content creating, and definitely not editing. Didn't think I'd be doing that. I really hate editing. When I tell you I'm an expert procrastinator, but editing I put off to like unhealthy levels because it's not like my favorite thing to do. So it's like, I hate doing it. And so I just keep putting it off and putting it off. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. Oh, I don't want to do it. Oh, I don't want to do it. And then I have 10 videos that I need to edit because I haven't done any editing.
Yeah, they pile up. Yeah. Oh, I was also going to say lighting is really tricky. And like,
I've completely given up on that. I'm too pale.
So I have the light now, and I have like an orange filter on it to give me a little bit of a sun-kissed glow. But because literally, like I get so whited out if I take this thing off, like it's insane. Talk about playing a vampire. But the lighting is hard. I figure on like placement of it. I used to have 2 of these to get like to eliminate some of the shadowing. But
oh yeah,
you know what? If there's a little bit of a shadow, it adds a moodiness. I just always be like, it's a horror channel. It could be a little, little in the dark. But yeah, that's another one to throw out there.
Yeah.
But saying, just a rebuttal to the action movies. I can see people saying the action is their least favorite because there have been a lot of low budget straight to DVD with no. Yeah. Well, same can be said for horror.
Yeah, but I feel like horror fans are so quick to love the garbagey, like thrown together things. Not everybody.
You know what though?
Angel's not like that, but there are a lot of people that are. They're like, oh my God, this movie was made for $25. It's awful. It's my favorite new movie. Like,
well, I always think of like there's a lot of those like Steve Seagal action movies that people
they're
are
like
really
mass
into.
produced, right?
Yeah, like there's a lot of there's a lot of content out there for the action movies. Tower was saying yes, you do have skills because you were denying your skills.
If you say so.
I'm trying to be humble.
All right, here's one from Christina Wilder. What myth or legend would you love to see made into a horror movie or series?
Myth or legend? I want more more legends from other cultures. I'm just trying to think of like I would love more oh my god, what's the fox spirit? The from like Japanese lore and like Korean oh my gosh. Like Ninetales, the Pokemon's name based off of it.
I was thinking all I could think of was the Pokemon. I didn't know there was like a whole another.
Yeah, fox spirits.
Yeah.
They are the oh my gosh. Someone in the chat, if you know, say it. I'm like totally blanking on the name. Kitsune.
Okay.
Is like, yeah, so they're like really, I mean, this is like I'm trying to see if I can find like a good picture of it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Tara, Kitsune, Karama. I mean, so in Yu Yu Hakusho, we had our fox spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Kitsune. They're like, I think there's like so much cool like Eastern mythology and stuff. I mean, we see this with like Japanese and Korean horror, like found footage films that we've been watching. Like, there's
Yeah, I
just so
love
much like when you step outside of like the Judeo-Christian shtick.
Yeah, it's cool. It gets way cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not used to it here. Like it would be fresh, new for us anyway, you know, in the West.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. For me, I would really like a good, and I mean a good version of Slender Man, something scary and weird. Because what we've gotten so far is trash. And that's a creepypasta lore, but still counts. Other than that, I have not been horribly impressed with Wendigo stories. And as you know, I'm very committed to Wendigos and I love them very much. But there hasn't been like, I really did not like Antlers. And there's not a lot of other stuff about Wendigos out there that's, you know, I mean, to be fair, they're pretty taboo and you need to have somebody on hand to go over the sensitivity of the content that you're making. But I would love to see more Native American lore and mythos brought into the horror world because it has some scary stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I think not myth but lore, like, you know, like more cosmic horror, like someone like do like a good Cthulhu movie. I mean, have we had a good Cthulhu movie? Like,
shit, I dropped my phone.
I mean, I think we've had some decent like Cthulhu-esque gaming. Like
games have been good. Like,
but as far as like a solid cosmic horror movie, like it's been a minute
about him. Yeah.
You know, people like a good period piece movie too, right? You could do something like with a cool like 40s noir detective, and you can kind of get that. Like maybe honestly, maybe they should just adapt some of these, you know, Cthulhu games.
City, they should make that into a movie.
Just make it a movie. There you go. Test the waters with it.
It'd be so good.
It'd be solid. But then I'm trying to think like
maybe
The Void. Yes, The Void is great. Okay, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, but it's not Cthulhu though.
No, cosmic. Yeah. But like actually go into like the Lovecraft stuff. You know, it's like as much as I loved Lovecraft Country because they sort of take a lot of stuff and flip it, they didn't dive as much into the Lovecraftiness of it. Like I love that they flipped it, and obviously we all know he's like he's a pretty big racist. But I love that they put it through like a black family's perspective. But like they could have done like more creatures, more like they didn't dive as much into the cosmic-y stuff as they could have.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting on that third book. So Hulu, like the channel?
Instead of Cthulhu.
Oh, Hulu, yeah, there's a lot of lore. There was. Well, remember when that streaming service first came out? It was like the little green alien.
I do not remember that.
So it was. It was like. Hold on, Hulu alien mascot. Hold on, there was there was like an alien involved here. Hulu.
I did not know that. I've never seen.
All right. Does everyone remember this? Because I just go Hulu alien ad, maybe?
Logo?
So, like, it was like a whole. Okay, yes. It was like. Hold on. I go deep into this. So, there was a whole Alec Baldwin ad campaign when Hulu first dropped. And it was like him being taken over by aliens. This is like when they introduced Hulu.
So it's like a documentary about his life.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I guess the whole thing was like Hulu was gonna take over the world, like an alien invasion. That was like their shtick. Anyway, that was. If no one remembers that. That's just me remembering really obscure crap from 15 years ago. But yeah, no, no, definitely. I think more Eastern mythology. Give me a good Kitsune. Though there was a brief Kitsune moment. There was a Sandra Oh movie called Uma. It was a horror movie about her relationship with her mom, and it was really emotional.
Oh, I vaguely remember the
part. Didn't get good ratings or anything, but like I went to see it. I liked it.
Super great. She's great, but the movie itself was not super good in my opinion.
Wait, which one?
Uma.
Oh, you didn't like Uma? Okay,
I don't like it.
But there was a brief Kitsune moment. The little thing that was running around.
I can't even remember that.
It's like running around the farm.
Huh. Yeah, I don't remember that.
So this next one, I guess we can go through all of Albert's questions. How did the two of us meet? Do people not know this story? I guess. I mean,
we don't talk about it all the time. Talked about it a couple of times.
I guess you don't repeat. Like a good superhero movie, you don't have to repeat the origin story a million times, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we connected over Scream on Twitter. Right after or right around the same.
We did do a train. That's part of the story.
That's not how. Yeah,
that's how I met you.
I was laughing at Albert's.
Oh, he needs to know. The inquiring minds need to know.
Yeah, Hi, Albert. We met because this was right around Scream 5 coming out or getting announced or something, and Scream Twitter, in case anyone doesn't know, is a dumpster fire. But we met through because we both had a passion for the movie Scream, and then then Steve came on and did Train to Busan with me and Tasha for Zombie Awareness Month for HBB back when I was trying to do the podcast portion of stuff. And then we got even closer when we realized that we both had a love for Poltergeist, and we did these one-off things with each other. And then I was like, hey, I really want to do something more consistently with you. Let's figure something out. And then Steve crafted the idea of the Coffee Crypt. And we started doing content together more and more. And then I asked you to come on and be a full-time co-host.
Yeah. And the rest is history, we'll say. In a nutshell, it was just like, we like either you like my tweet, I like your tweet about Scream. Started
something I can't remember. We followed each other. Yeah.
And then we just started chit-chatting. And then I think love for Poltergeist. I mean, because I think my handle was Poltergeist Steve, and I think you probably
I don't even remember the first conversation, but I do remember us being like, because it's just not that people, when you bring it up are like, oh, I hate that movie. That doesn't happen. But to have like a real connection to it, I feel like that's kind of rare to meet somebody else that's like, oh my God, Poltergeist. Yeah. Me too. So it was a very interesting thing. And I think the other thing is I tend to do this in general. I collect people. And so like whenever I meet somebody, I mean, that goes for who else here? Tasha, Norin, Albert, now Mike, unofficial, him too. Like whenever and I think Steve's kind of similar, whenever we meet people that share like our values and the way we look at the world and also the love of horror, like we want those people around. And so I'm always trying to come up with ways to work with people that I love working with. And it was, Steve and I are kindred spirits. I think we were destined to become friends, and he was the perfect person to come on and do this and be, my partner on Voices. So.
Couldn't have said it better. Yeah, no, I think it's when you connect with someone, you connect with someone, right? Yeah. And it's like I said, I love that you kind of point out, like, I don't really, other than you, right? Haven't really met anyone who's like had Poltergeist as a part of their personality.
No.
So, yeah, shout out, Mike. And
yeah, of course. What's up? If you're not following
Found Footage Fridays, yeah.
Oh my God, I am dying.
I got along with the comments.
I got to the comment, Mike, today that you left that was like, I'm trying to make sure I at least react to them all. The one where you were like, I am dying at y'all talking about your bad comments. And I was like, what is that? I don't even remember. So I went to the end of that Found Footage Fridays episode where we were talking about this guy who like trolled our comments and talked about how stupid Tom and I were. And like, I'd forgotten about that. But it was really funny to go back and even revisit that. But I revisited it because you commented on it. So thank you for watching those and commenting and engaging. It's awesome.
Oh, but yeah, and so Poltergeist, big part of who we are. And then she even got me this crochet from Tales from the Stitch over there. And so I'm actually happy that I'm finally able to like kind of display it in full.
It looks good. It's looking good.
Yeah, and I have it over the Poltergeist tape that you also got me. So all my Poltergeist merch is for it's from you.
Except your Carol Ann pop. I didn't get her.
Except Carol Ann.
You got her.
Because she's her. Yeah, that's that I didn't know they even made. And it's weird. That's the only pop they make, I think, is from 2. They don't make anything from the OG and nothing from 3, which is I would get they didn't do 3.
Can you imagine a Beast one?
Yeah, Beast, the clown. There's so much imagery you could do a pop from.
There really is. Tangina.
The tree, Tangina.
Yeah.
Like
what's his name from Did you just say it? Maybe you just said it. What's the preacher from?
Oh, Kane.
Kane. Did you just say that?
No, I didn't say Kane. No.
Oh, okay, Kane. Yeah.
Yeah, Kane. I mean, that's
Kane would be a cool one too.
Yeah. I want them all. I know people make custom pops. Maybe I'll just have to make custom Poltergeist
and get them made to be like
Oh, maybe I could 3D print. My cousin gets free 3D printing from the library where she works.
What?
Yeah, and like maybe I gotta find like a 3D print Poltergeist figure.
Yeah, just paint it.
I'm make a note for myself to get that done. Yeah, Mike, I'm glad you're having a blast.
Oh yeah, they were Found Footage Fridays is it's not my baby series. That's really more influential horror, but Found Footage Fridays is another baby.
Yeah. It's a fun show. Yeah, you got a little while till you get to my premiere on that show.
Yeah, it's a bit.
I don't come until like really. Yeah. You got a minute so you get to my episodes.
Yeah, we're on episode 96 now, so we're almost to 100 episodes to go through. So
I'm the late series replacement. Like after Prue died on Charmed, I'm the one that I forgot.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
I'm the one that came after.
Yeah. I don't know if I know this one or not. We can kind of talk through it though. This one's from Albert as well. Favorite film that you two disagree on?
That we disagree on.
I'm gonna make it a quicker piece and probably say it's probably a horror comedy. Don't you love all the Evil Dead movies?
I love all the Evil Dead movies. I love Deadstream. You hated Deadstream.
I hated Deadstream. I also don't really like Evil Dead, except for 2013. And Rising was watchable, but definitely not life-changing. It was kind of silly.
It's like where horror and comedy meet is usually where we disagree.
Yes, but Deadstream,
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of that. And you were like, nope.
I couldn't roll my eyes any harder than when I'm watching that movie. And I watched it twice because I was so convinced, Steve, that I was going to end up, that I was just like in a bad mood when I watched it. I had like convinced myself like, no, you do like this movie. You need to rewatch it. And I rewatched it and I wanted to throw up. I was like, I hate this movie so much. But yeah, so that's probably what it would be, Albert. It would probably be Deadstream then.
Yeah.
Because I hate that one.
Yeah, you're going to get there. You'll get there in no time.
Yeah, at least they're shorter episodes, 25, 30 minutes. They're not
Yeah. So you're not a fan of Evil Dead or Dead? Really, none of Evil Dead. Wow.
Yeah.
2013.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. It's
2013.
my favorite Evil Dead movie.
Me too. That's my
Even if I love
standard.
the comedy ones, I got Ash right there. But I'm pointing my buddy Ash right
I
there.
just,
Now I can just point to all the shit I have behind me. I'm like,
yeah, every time it comes up in subject matter. Oh, over here, over here,
here,
over
there he
here.
is. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, even if I, the most serious one is my favorite. Like, I still love all the comedy ones, but yeah, no, 13 is amazing.
Mhm.
I don't know this one. Chad Gets the Axe.
Oh, I've seen the poster for that, but I've never watched it.
I don't know. Is that found footage one or is that
No, I think it's just a comedy horror.
it's a comedy one?
I don't think it's found footage. I might be wrong, but I don't think so.
Okay. Tosh loves that. Do you love Deadstream?
But not Sky Sharks. That's where she draws the line. Give me a break.
Stop it. No, I have to watch Sky Sharks. That sounds fun.
You have to. It's so fun.
There's a poster with like, maybe, I don't know if there's sharks, but there's like flying Nazis and sharks and
Yeah,
like,
that's Sky Sharks.
that is Sky Sharks. Okay. They're Nazi. Okay. There's always a Nazi.
Oh, they're not only Nazis, they're zombies. Oh, it is found footage. Oh,
So
what am I thinking of then? I'm thinking of a different movie.
Chad Gets the Axe. I don't know.
But
Is
it's
that
a
all? Oh,
comedy.
is that about like an influencer? I guess so. If you said it's like Deadstream, right? So maybe I do know this movie. If it's about an influencer, I don't think I've seen it, but I think I know what you're referring to. Very, very for Sky Sharks. That's so funny.
Whatever.
I still have not seen the Sharknado movies.
Oh my God, Steve, they're so fun.
I'm sure they are. It's got like Ian Ziering in it.
They literally cut and edit in pieces of shark documentaries. Like, it's hilarious. Like, it's bad. Like, it's so fun though. You got to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
okay.
Axe is a comedy. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think. Yeah. There's that one, and what else? What I want to see. I don't remember, but a next one comes from Radar. Worst and best found footage movie. Wow.
Deadstream. I'm just kidding.
Deadstream is the best.
No, as the worst. It's not though. It's not. All right. Let me think about this. Worst.
Best is hard. So I'm gonna change. I'm sorry not to change your question, Radar, but I don't know if I could say, because I have not seen as many as Angel has. I came on to Found Footage Fridays a little late, so I don't have as wide of a. I'm gonna change it to my favorite. Yeah. My favorite is Cloverfield. Just I guess because it's also a little more sci-fi, a little more kaiju. It's
yeah, but aliens are monsters. That's
horror. It's horror adjacent, right? It's horror. Yeah. But you know what I was really impressed with was, oh my God, the one we watched, The Bay.
Oh, with the.
It was like the summer Parasite. Party.
Oh.
The Bay? No, the lake, the ocean,
the river.
The one where the little reporter girl, the reporter.
Yeah, the Bay, the one with the parasites.
Oh yes, yeah. I don't know. You went like this. I don't know. That could be anything. The ones with the fingers. They all have fingers.
Universal for Parasite.
Yeah, the Bay. I really love the way that story was told.
God, so
and
good.
Then Noroi and Moroi, both of those.
The Moroi video is so good.
So I know I just listed like 4, but the worst experience. God, I don't want to like ruffle feathers though. Give your best, and then I'll give my worst.
Okay, I think my best is probably the Monster Project.
Oh yeah.
That's on a pedestal for me. And for anybody who has not heard me say this 100 times already, I don't really put the Blair Witch on list. It's the OG for me. It's influential horror for me. So I don't tend to put it at the top of list because it's unlistable in my opinion. So for best, I would say Monster Project. For worst, I would say probably, I'm going to give 2. The worst experience that I finished was Dashcam.
Mm-hmm.
I will never not be disappointed that we gave that piece of trash a platform. And then second to that is the worst because I just couldn't get through it even for content purposes. And to me, that's a big deal because I will suffer through most things for content. Like most things, I'll just deal with it. Like Radar just had me watch Galaxy of Terror and I watched the whole thing. Anyway, so I will watch whatever for content that I need to watch. And I could not finish this one. And that was Dagger, that new one that we just covered.
That shocked me that you couldn't finish that one. I think it was that bad.
I was so bored and I just, so I would say, yeah, worst bar none dash cam, the worst found footage movie I've ever seen. Best would be The Monster Project.
Monster Project's incredible. And it's got this really hot actor that I love from All My Children. He's the main guy.
Oh, I forget about that. Yes.
He's from the soap opera my family would watch. Yeah, a lot of love for the Bay, which is good.
Yeah. What's up, JR?
Hi, JR. Oh, people, yeah. I got you. People always have to,
Do you think I would allow him on this show if he felt that way? No.
No. I like the Blair Witch a lot. It's not my favorite, but I really do like it. I like Dagger too. I thought that was really good. So JR has another question. So I'm gonna so they're an indie film, and I feel bad putting them on blast, but it was that one we covered that everyone was loving on. The one with the mother.
Steve. The one with the lake, the river.
The one with the mom with the mental health issues. That we were afraid, like we thought it was just going to be you couldn't see the ghosts.
Life of Belle.
Life of Belle. That was an experience. Those kids were wonderful actors.
That's a tough one for me too, because I really wasn't a fan of
that one.
I think it's mostly because thematically it was not handled the best.
Yeah, and apparently you could see more of the ghosts. But like, I don't know if it was an aspect ratio issue. Apparently there were more in there that made it clear. But either way, the way that the mom and the decisions that the father made to leave the mom alone with the kids, even though he was clearly concerned, I'm like, if you think there's a real safety issue, you should probably not be doing that. And you're not checking the cameras, So like, I had a lot of. I mean, I know for a lot of movies you got to throw logic out. Not logic. You have to suspend disbelief for certain things.
But that's different.
That was like some real.
Still has
some real leaps.
Yeah, that one was rough. That's making top movie list, and I'm so confused.
I mean, if it's on the children's performances, fine, but just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think those kids were great. I think they have a future.
The daughter has like a huge career ahead of her. She was phenomenal.
She's great. So that's it. I mean, that's the shining star in that movie. Yeah. Movie is bad, but you honestly like it.
Sky Sharks.
What?
Sky Sharks.
I mean, a handful of movies. I mean, like, I'm thinking, like, I mean, I love a lot of shitty old sci-fi movies, like Plan 9 from Outer Space. I love Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Like, I love that kind of stuff.
I avoid stuff like that now that I'm a grown up, but because I watched a lot of that stuff growing up. So
yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's like another. It really probably is Sky Sharks for me. I'm trying to think of another one that was just so awful, but I'm like, oh my God, it's so bad. I love it. I've said that about something recently, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, I mean, not really a horror movie, but a thriller. It's Obsessed with Beyonce.
I love that movie. And Ali Larter and Idris Elba.
It's fun. Yeah.
I went and saw that in theaters. I love that movie.
That's not a good one. It's just a ripoff of what's that other one?
Oh my God.
With Glenn Close. I think it's Glenn Close. The other one. Not Basic Instinct. Oh gosh. What the hell is that movie called? It's essentially another obsession movie. But Fatal Attraction. Sorry.
Fatal
And
Attraction.
it's always right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, Obsessed is a great one.
Yeah.
But why are you not showing? I'm having issues. There we go. Maybe. I was pausing. Am I alive?
You're good.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good now. Okay.
Yeah. It's me.
Sorry.
They're
My computer's
playing
like glitched out on me, and I was like,
yeah. I'm gonna have to start hardwiring in, I
oh,
think.
okay.
Yeah. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Ethernet. Yeah, a lot of movies with mental issues. Yeah, that's okay. That's a topic you got to be careful with.
I hated
Exhibit.
Exhibit
I
A.
don't know Exhibit A.
I'm not gonna ruin it. I almost did, but if you're interested in, I don't think you'll like it, but I'm happy to give you a short version. A dad lies about losing his job, unless I'm thinking of another one, but I think it's Exhibit A. It's a Han family ham cam kind of thing. He lies about losing his job, and
Oh, and he
slowly
kills
over
the family.
time.
Sorry, I just spoiled it. But
Yes,
yeah. I didn't like that one either.
I didn't like it either. I was
It was
like,
British, that one.
yeah, something like
Sorry,
that. Yeah.
Mike.
Mm-mm. I didn't like that one either.
Yeah, no, not a fan. Not a fan. I think
Yeah.
I don't want to be like you have to be a parent to understand certain things or to feel. I feel like, but it did sort of it does change a lens, doesn't it? Like it's sort of like
But how stupid.
it is also I don't know stupid decisions, right?
It's so stupid. Like, it's like watching those movies where the whole movie is built around one person not being honest about something that really doesn't matter. And then we got to go through the whole process of learning that it was a lie. And then they're mad about it and they make up by the end. I hate that. It's like, I hate that shit so much. So it was like, like, it was just dumb. Like, I could not care about anything that was going on in that movie after that. I was like, that's the whole premise. That's all you got. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I need
I don't
more.
know. Yeah, I remember I watched that before we linked up on Voices. I
I
remember seeing
watched
that.
it a couple years ago. A friend of mine, Curtis, recommended
Yeah.
it. He loved it. And I was like, I rented it too.
Did I spend money on it? I don't
That's
even know.
the worst. Like,
yeah. I'm behind on. I don't know what Angel beat you to it.
Sky Sharks.
Sky Sharks. Oh, okay. A lot of love. It's just JR and Touch going back and
Yeah, you can
forth.
skip down to Night Swim.
Yeah, watching Night Swim. I went to see that in theaters, and then the fire alarm went off, and and so I maybe saw 5 minutes of it, and then it went on streaming, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm good.
I watched it on streaming. It was not good.
Blumhouse,
Damn,
man.
Blumhouse agreed. Their PG-13 horror is just so hit or miss.
And it doesn't have to be. You just need to just.
You know what was a really good Blumhouse PG-13 movie? Imaginary. And I don't care what none of y'all say. I love that movie.
No, I liked Imaginary.
That movie was so fun.
I wish it went a little more fun with the other, like the Imaginary world, like got a little more kooky, but like it was still good.
I liked it a lot. Like I liked it. I knew I was going to though. A monster teddy bear check.
I mean,
how many video games I've played with monster teddy bears over like my lifetime? I'm here for it.
I mean, I was all on the Megan train. I mean,
I know. We're gonna have to pick up the pace if we want to get through these. Sorry. I just realized how long we've already been on. From your lovely husband, we had Freddy versus Jason. What's another horror crossover they should make?
Oh, Dan! I didn't even know he sent in a question. That's very sweet.
He did.
What's a good mashup?
Honestly, Michael and Jason.
Michael and Jason would be there, yeah, because they sort of match each other's like vibe, right?
Size.
We've had AVP. I mean, people have been pushing for Chucky and Megan, and I think that would be hysterical.
Chucky's a lot smaller than her, though.
Yeah, but he's also got like multiple clones. There's things they could
I
do.
mean, there's lots of playroom, right? I guess.
But like the two of them would be really fun. And then I'm trying to think of something bizarre. Like, what would be a bizarre mashup? Like Pazuzu and I'm trying to think like what's a good like Spirit and the Nun. You know, like something
Oh my god.
something like that would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I do like Art or Victor. Sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Art would be good. Someone who sort of does Victor sort of match Art's freak? Not to do the TikTok song. I'm saying like
Yeah.
Art is so Art, you know?
Yeah,
Like
but I can see that though.
yeah. Yeah, Art and Freddie. Art and Freddie would be cool.
It'd be funny to watch versions of each other go against each other, like remake Freddy versus original Freddy, remake Pennywise against original Pennywise. Like some of that would be really silly.
Some like weird, like how Marvel's doing all the multiverse stuff. Like
yes.
like that would be cool. Or you could do like.
Can you imagine? I think that would be
Carrie,
so funny.
Carrie versus what was her name from Friday the 13th? The other psychic. What was her name? Was it
from
Tina?
Friday the 13th?
There was the psych. Yeah, there was a telekinetic in. I mean, you didn't see them all, right?
No.
There's a telekinetic in like the 6th or 7th one. I forget which one.
And have her go against Carrie. That would be good.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're technically not. Yeah, one's not a villain. They're not. Well, neither of them would be villains. I don't consider Carrie a villain. She's a victim. You know.
I agree.
Oh, and then the folks from Wrong Turn, that would be good too. Or the Wrong Turn, Hills Have Eyes kind of thing would be also really nice.
Oh yeah.
The battle royale of the inbred characters.
Yeah.
Anaconda, Sadako. Well, I love it was a Sadako versus
yes.
What's her name?
Yep.
Yeah. That's all cool stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's the next one? I said we gotta pick up the pace.
Sorry. So Ivan Lopez said, "Who's haunting you?"
Oh,
which is, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it in case the kids hear me. There's been some things happening, and so I think that's why he asked that in my house.
So this is you specifically.
Yes, for me specifically. Gotcha. I think it's just meant to be kind of like a poke at that because I've been like, but
I can tell my ghost story from when I was 3. So you came on my channel when I was doing my solo thing for a hot minute, and we did sort of like talk about the afterlife spirits and things.
Yeah.
So when I was 3, my uncle passed away, and we were at his house. His wife was there. We were having dinner or whatever it was. And I guess this is a story that I don't remember. My family relayed this to me, where I got up from the table and I moseyed on over to the couch, and then my grandpa wanted to come sit next to me, and he says, "Buddy, can I sit next to you?" And I said, "No, I'm sitting next to Uncle Andrew, who had just died." So like everyone's like, "Oh, okay." So it's it's spooky, but it's also a heartwarming one. I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, people say kids can see things, right? So I was like, maybe I was the last person to see my uncle. I don't know. That would have been really sweet. So that's my little. I have not been visited since, save for like a couple of weird experiences, whatever. But that's my who's haunting me story. I know you don't want to say anything because of
little
mixed company.
Yeah, I don't want to freak them out. The next one is from Scott from the You Run podcast. How do you deal with hateful comments?
We've it's only happened a few times we've been on live. It's happened a couple times for like shorts and stuff.
Yeah, girl, I just reply.
You reply.
I just reply.
On the lives we block.
On the lives we block them. We don't acknowledge. We just get rid of them. We just kick them out. Ban
just
them,
sort
or
of,
whatever.
And then we laugh or say something afterwards.
Yes. And then if we Yeah, like, I mean, the ones that I get on, like, usually the werewolf video on YouTube for
That's the
some
one that
reason.
just keeps giving.
What in the world? Yeah, so that one gets people really upset because, your list has to be their list, and honestly, I just respond. Like, we had that one person, I did a video, I don't remember what it was. Oh, yes, I do. It was my, like, quick 60 seconds post-theater long legs thoughts really quick. I don't do shorts because I'm very long-winded naturally, so it's very difficult for me to cram stuff into 1 minute. So if you see 1-minute videos, just know it did not probably start out that way. And somebody commented and was like, "You said 12 times in less than 60 seconds or something." And so I responded and I was like, "Imagine how many times you'd have to hear it if you watched our regular content." you
That's
know?
great. That's
And they
great.
were
No,
like,
that's the best way to.
no, hard pass. And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna miss these riveting discussions," or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Like, because like some people are like, "I don't have time for trolls." I'm like, "I got some time." Like, I got like a little bit of time. It just depends. But no, usually I usually respond when people are like, "I can't take a list seriously if it doesn't have American Werewolf in London as number one." And I was just like, but that's because it's my list, not
Yeah.
your list, or like one time somebody called me a soccer mom because of my werewolf pics. And I'm like, that's not even an insult, bro. Like, soccer moms have their shit together. Do you know how much I wish I could be a soccer
It's a
mom?
good thing.
They are organized. They're planned. They meal prep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't.
Yeah. I mean, my philosophy being like, if it's a hateful comment, like homophobic,
Oh,
sexist,
that's out.
racist,
That's gotta go.
I'm not even gonna give you the time of day. If you're just being a jerk, then I might say
That's
be a little
some
sassy.
time.
I'll be sassy. Like you could just,
Yes, it really just depends. But we are just now starting to get at a numbers point, I think, where we're going to start probably seeing more of that shit because it's just part of the game of being on the internet. And I got really relatively thick skin. Oh, I remember what they also said that something about, it was the same person. They were like, "Oh, you, it's much more fun to watch you beg for validation from your friends on Twitter."
I just remember, yeah.
And so Scott responded and was like, "Oh, you're a fan."
Oh, I just
Scott is
people
like the master at handling trolls because he gets them bad, but he does it on purpose. He baits them and does
yeah,
stuff to them. But yeah, I mean, if it's just essentially like trolling I got a little bit of time.
yeah. Excelsior, hey Rick,
What's up, Rick?
fellow nerds, hi.
Hello, hi. Yeah,
Thanks for joining.
I've got time.
Is number
Number two.
2
What's your
for
number
you?
one, Albert? Is my number one with howling. Albert said
Wrong.
wrong.
Oh, they're just saying what's up to each other.
I don't have a time of day for trolls unless they say something creative and unique. I just pick and choose. I mean, we are, I think, pretty lucky so far, given how.
Cheers.
How much, especially being like a queer channel,
Yeah, I haven't seen any homophobia, but we'll
get there. I'm sure we will get there. But
yeah, actually,
right now,
I did say something unrelated to horror, and someone was saying something like, "I hope your son's okay," or something, like implying like he shouldn't be my son, and that one set me off.
Wait, when was that? Was that on Voices?
No. I think it
Oh.
was somewhere else. It wasn't a Voices thing. It was just like social media in general recently. Like bad stuff. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And Dan's big now.
No, let me tell you this really quick side thing, and then I swear we'll get back on task. So funny that came up just now. Oliver got made fun of today at school because of our family dynamic. He went to like another class. I don't know if it was like an extra, I don't know what he was doing, but he was in another class and they were like, "Oh, get up and like talk about your mom or whoever you want to talk about." And so he was really excited to get up and like talk about me. But as soon as he said that his mom has a girlfriend, all of the kids started laughing and whispering, and it like really upset him.
Aww.
And he was like asking me, he was like, why? And I told him, I said, I said, Oliver, it's really sometimes people don't understand that families look all kinds of ways. Like they just don't understand that. Sometimes they are different colors, sometimes they're different genders, sometimes they're the same gender. Like it's like a sliding scale, right? And so I just told him, I said, but it's okay that our family looks different because we love each other and we're happy. And you're very, very loved by both mommy and Addie. And he was like, yeah, I know. And he seemed to be okay after that. But when I tell you, I sent a strongly worded message to that teacher and made it abundantly clear that I will not be tolerating any mistreatment of my child because of our family dynamic. She got 24 hours to respond. And then I will be going another step above because I'm not playing with that kind of bullshit. I'm not playing with it. But I guess I just didn't. I knew it was going to come up eventually because it always does, right? Because that's the world we live in. But I did not expect to be dealing with it in first grade.
Yeah. No, that sucks. And I'm dreading. I know it's
coming. Yeah. And it's really sad because I feel for those kids to grow up in a world where they're not like Oliver and I have been having open discussions about families looking different since he was old enough to talk. Even before our family looked different, even when we had a very traditional looking, miserable family, you know what I mean? Like it was so anyway, but it's just funny that came up just now because that literally happened today.
Yeah.
When I tell you, I will punch a 6-year-old.
I go with those parents, we had to, shape up.
That's okay. I know how to fight.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
Well, that's the thing is when you got to deal with trolls IRL, it's like, you don't got time for trolls on the internet. Like,
sure.
It's like, there's no, listen, we have
I think
real life to worry.
It doesn't even mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
Because like you said, we're dealing with like real life shit over here. Like, I'm not got time for the soccer mom werewolf pics. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't care. You're right. Right.
You are so hurting my feelings.
Cheerios and you want to take it out on me, right? Like, chill. Anyway, we got through like a quarter of these questions.
I know I'm going to. Okay. When can we expect your review of The Crow? That is going to be the October episode of Remakes, pending I can watch it before I talk to Scott because I have not seen it yet.
I'm going to wait for streaming for that one. It's honestly probably not going to be as bad as reviews are saying. It's probably
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to absolutely love it. And I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not embarrassed. I'm telling you, I'm going to love it. First of all, it's very heavily influenced by Post Malone. I love Post Malone. Are you kidding? Anyway, who would win a best of 5 thumb wars between you both? Radar.
What?
Who would win a best of 5 thumb wars between me and you?
Oh, you.
You think so? I have slow reaction time.
You have bad reaction time?
Yeah, I be blowing up generators all the time.
I know, but I have ADHD, so.
See, he's like, we ain't even made it through the first game.
we're gonna go in for a thumb war, and we're gonna accidentally use our pinkies. Like, it's not gonna go well.
Oh no. Oh my God. Okay. Norin says, what is your absolute favorite theater experience?
Oh man.
I can be quick with mine if you want to think about it for a second.
Yeah, go for it. Go.
So my first one, I've talked about this before. I'm a massive Buffy fan for anybody new here. I went to see The Grudge in theaters, and there's that scene towards the end where she's running towards the house to go save her boyfriend, Jason Bear. And she's running down this side street, and this like massive guy, like he had to be like 6'5", 250, 300 pounds. He was huge. Stood up behind me and goes, "Run, Buffy, run!" Like at the top of his legs. And it is by far one of the funnest movie experiences. Normally I don't play when people talk during movies, but I thought that was so funny. And it was just this very relief of tension moment. And it was a Buffy thing. So, and then my like honorable mention would be, I finally got to see Jaws on the big screen year before last on my birthday. My best friend took me and we got to see it on IMAX. And it was, so good. So those are my 2 best theater experiences. But the Buffy one, I'll be 85 with no memory of anything else. I will remember that moment. I know that I will.
I love that. So not horror related, but the first time I ever remember feeling like super like amped in a theater was the very first Avengers movie, because it's like that was the first time I ever experienced a theater of people being so excited together.
Oh yeah.
Like like everyone talks about like how exciting Endgame was and all that, but like that first Avengers movie was so fun to see with at midnight with people where like everyone was just like it was so energetic. And it wasn't to an annoying level, but it
No,
was
yeah.
because like we know we're
You're
now
having fun together.
it was just people having fun because this was the first big team up movie like that.
Yeah.
You know, before people were like, "Oh, Marvel's dead now," blah 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 blah, whatever. Anyway, internet talk is annoying.
Yeah.
But okay, but horror related, something similar to you is, you know, I got to see Poltergeist.
Yeah. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah,
I knew
and I
that
was like,
already. Yes.
so that yeah, so this is more of like I treated myself. I went to the 40th anniversary of Poltergeist, sobbed, just you know, and we talked about the flip of like when you're a kid watching it, you identify with Carol Ann and Robbie, and you know
But
you want, and then as
now,
a parent, you flip, and now you're Diane and Steven.
yep.
And you're like, wow. And that was such a cathartic shift in how I watched that movie. It hit me on like a different level. And it was essentially like, and it's such a it shows you how brilliant of a movie of a writer Steven Spielberg is, and as a director Tobe Hooper was at creating that thing. Because you're touching on all parts of a family dynamic there. It's it so good. Oh, congrats on the book, Angel. Just finished a Shark Bait chapter.
How we feeling? You can lie.
Okay. So I have a surprise for you,
Nick.
Angel. Hold on. I was gonna do it. Hold on. I was gonna just do it. I was gonna tell you why, but since he brought it up, I wanted to. So I bought an extra. I had this idea and I thought it was cute. I wanted to do it for you. So to show support, I bought.
I love how chaotic.
A copy of the book, but I actually had this idea, and I don't know if people do it. I bought an extra copy, and I'm gonna leave it at one of the free little libraries, and I'm gonna do almost like a little like guerrilla marketing for you.
That'll be fun. Thank you. That's awesome.
So I'm just kind of wanted to just try it. I'm gonna go to one of the free little libraries at like the playground. I'm gonna like just viral marketing, just see if some random person picks up your book, and I'll get you a random fan or something, you know.
Oh.
So that'd be fun because you know what's so weird is I was thinking about trying to see if the library would take it, like the actual library, but they're weird about that. They don't just take books. So I was like, all right. So the free little library is the next best thing.
Well, thank you. Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. It's a surprise.
Aw.
Loving it so far, highly invested. It's so clever. I don't know, it's such a cool idea that you came up with, Angel, really.
Oh, you guys. Well, Rick, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts when you get to the end of it because it gets crazy. Al is jumping on to Noran's train and saying the weirdest theater experience. Weird.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs Part 2. So Dan and I go in, and we're in the back of the theater. We're not back, but we're like, you know, we're like middle sort of back. And we hear someone. It's a very small, like not a big crowd. And we just hear someone screaming in like the fourth row, like further down, and they run out of the theater. And we're like, is everything okay? And then we're like, all right, I'm sure it's fine, whatever. Like they just like maybe they had to go to the bathroom or something. They were like kind of young. And then a person who works at the theater comes in with a flashlight, and they're like, not sure if you guys want to stay here, but there's a rat in the theater. So we go out, and they're like, here's a free voucher. And then Dan and I were like, do you care about rats? I don't care about rats. And then we stayed.
Yeah, I probably would too.
It's a rat. We'll be fine. I mean, whatever. So we watched the whole movie, and we got free movie tickets out of it.
Nice.
So we got to watch Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs with Ratatouille. Or Remy, whatever his name is.
Remy.
So, I guess it's not really that weird of a story, but like, I don't know. I don't have any like weird stories.
I don't think I have a weird one. I have one that almost ended in a fight. But other than that, I don't have Angel has an angry history. Like I used to be a very angry person. I went to see what's the name of that damn movie? Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, the one with the little tooth fairies.
Yes, yes. De
So
Niro was
good.
in that movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, so good. Anyway, I went to
I
see it
like
for my
that.
birthday, and I there was like this group of teenagers sitting kind of like diagonal from us that wouldn't shut up. And it was getting to a point where I was like, I couldn't ignore it. And it was upsetting because, like, y'all, even back then, this was a long time ago. Movie tickets are too expensive for that. If you're going to talk and laugh and act stupid in a movie that is not made for that, stay home for the love of Zeus. So I got up and I went and confronted them. And then we went to leave and we got to the car and I was pulling around to the front to pass because you have to, pass the front of the theater to get out of the parking lot. And the same group of girls just walked out in front of my car. So I revved my gas and acted like I was going to hit them. And I rolled the window down and I was like, next time, keep your mouth shut during a movie. And then I just left.
You were gonna Regina George then with that.
I'm telling you, Steve, I was so mad. It was my birthday. It was a horror movie. I was super excited to be out. And they ruined the experience for me. But I don't really have a weird one. I think the Buffy one could be considered weird, but I just consider that happy.
That's fun. That's fun. I had friends in high school that were like really bad in movie theaters. My husband and I had very similar experience. We had like friend groups where like they were the kids that were rude in a theater. And like both him and I were like, no, we want to enjoy the movie. This is like, if you're going to come and ruin. So we were like both embarrassed by our friends and theater experience.
I've corrected my friends before. 100%.
I wish I had more of the balls to do it.
I would be like, if you don't shut up, you can go sit outside.
Because we got people yelled at us because they were rude. And I'm like, I want to just enjoy this movie, But yeah. But no other than watching it with a rat, no other weird.
Rupert came up, so I'm giving him pets.
Oh, that's okay. So who would you survive a horror movie?
I'm about to. Yeah, go ahead.
From Lexi, I don't know.
And Lexi wants us to like set the stage, pick the setting, pick a killer.
Oh, you want us to make a whole movie?
I'm going to tell you the short answer is no. It doesn't matter the setting. It doesn't matter the killer. If it's outside, got run involved, or paranormal things, which people cannot escape anyway, I don't care what nobody says. I'm dead.
It depends on the movie, right? I guess.
Instincts.
So would you survive? So obviously we're assuming a horror movie where there's like life death stakes, right? Mm-hmm. So I like to think I would. I really would, but probably I know better. Not.
I wouldn't.
I'm 260 pounds. I am outrunning Michael Myers.
I'm not outrunning anything. Do you understand? Literally nothing. No. Like there isn't a single it's not happening. If there's
a creepy noise, Dan makes me go look. So I'm the one that goes first. Yep. So I'm the first to go.
Yeah, I'm not equipped. You know what's funny? I love the people who think that they would though, right? Because I think we automatically assume we are someone we are not in times of crisis. Now, what I will tell you though, in a very serious sense, horror movie set excluded, if it came to my child, my motivation, or our children, my motivation would change. And then I would absolutely survive because there would be nothing that could stop me if it meant protecting them and keeping them safe. But as far as like a classic, I'm not a teenager anymore. So most of these I'm not even going to be in, but fair. I'm not like the shortest answer is no, I'm not surviving. I'm okay with that. I've rest easy with it.
All you have to do is go to the wind chest to have a pint and wait for everything to blow over.
Oh, Tasha.
Wouldn't survive. You wouldn't try. This is my time.
I'm like, yeah, I've seen how this goes. Do what you need to do, Ghostface.
It's so funny. Oh, definitely would survive. I believe you would survive.
Yeah, Albert's a big dude. He probably would survive.
I would fight as hell. I mean, I like you said, being a parent, I would fight like hell. I mean, I make people laugh. It's not sharpened, but my weird uncle years ago bought me a katana. So I'm going to be running around with an unsharpened katana.
I can't imagine. Oh my God.
Why is my...
Exactly,
That's
Mike.
it.
Exactly. That's me. I'm like, it's just going to draw out the inevitable, boost up my adrenaline, make me feel things. I don't just let's do it.
Well, in that
Matter
like
of fact,
10
just do
minutes,
it just kill me while I'm sleeping. Like, don't even no chase scene. I'm the first death at the beginning of the movie. Roll title card,
take a pause, Michael. Can I take a sleeping pill? Come back in like 20 minutes. And
Let's just figure it out from there, man. Let's work together. You trying to make deals. Okay. What
least favorite thing about content creating from Mike? Is that the one you're on?
Yes. Was that one from him? I thought that one, I guess
I might have had. Was that you, Mike? Least favorite thing about content creating?
Favorite and least favorite thing about content creating. Oh, that's easy. My favorite is the people, interacting with the people. And my least favorite is editing. Yeah, I think I tabbed down. I think there's supposed to be another one in front of his name. So if I missed one, I'm sorry.
Okay, I also pasted some things from Twitter that he put on.
We got it. We might have got it mixed up. But
I might have put the wrong name. Anywho, it's all right. So whoever it is, you can take credit. Otherwise, Mike gets the credit. Yeah, no. Favorite thing, I think. I don't want to just cut out and be like, yeah, same community. But like, yeah. I mean, the best part. That's why we do it, right? Is like we're always like, I need friends who like horror.
That's literally how the channel started. I didn't have anybody to talk about it with.
Yeah, and that's and that's just about making friends. That's friendships, having a good laugh, like
the
occasional debate about something stupid, that's fun. The least favorite thing, I mean, we don't get enough trolls yet, knock on wood.
It's coming though.
But like silly internet stuff, like we were talking about Scream Twitter, that's a shitstorm. Like,
it is.
And just like silly things that like I hate to see it too, because like we've seen this like evolution of like internet conversations, like this de-evolution. I was talking to Dan about it, and because obviously it's an election year, and I'm like, this type of stuff has really gotten like since 2016. Like I hate to draw like a direct line, but like the way people talk about geopolitical issues has infiltrated the way they talk about pop culture and just like things that we just want to have fun with. And it's like it's become all one big hodgepodge of bullshit. And no one can just have a fun conversation about things that we enjoy anymore. Everything's got to be the best or the worst, or this ruined this or this. Like, come on. We all love it. We're all just here to geek out about things. That's it.
And no,
so when we say we don't have time for real trolls, we don't got time for real trolls.
No, yeah. No, for sure.
But yeah, so yeah, the community is the best part. Hands down.
Yeah.
We watched the movie with a rat, and then we got free movie tickets after. That's how it ended. We watched the movie, and we had a friend, a furry little.
We watched the movie with a rat. Caesar Riot. This one is from Mike though. What is a horror movie you wish you would have watched in theater when it first came out?
Oh well, all right. Well, Poltergeist is out because I did get to see that. But you know what? Like something like The Exorcist or Halloween. Like I want to see people throw up and pass out. Apparently.
Mine would be Poltergeist and the original Scream.
Mm.
Ooh, Blair Witch Project. I lied. Blair Witch Project.
I saw 5 seconds of the Blair Witch Project.
I didn't see any of it until 2009, almost a decade.
Hate rats. Yeah. Wow. So the movie I went to see with my family and our family friends at the time was Muppets in Space. Or Muppets 2000 or whatever. It was the one where Gonzo's family was coming from, whatever.
Yeah.
And that was the same year, I believe, as Blair Witch. I remember like poking my head in to see like 5 seconds of Blair Witch. Great. Yeah. You know, I think like right, these big like historic classics that like made
Yeah, mine are all on my influential list because
yeah.
Blair Witch, Scream, and Poltergeist, I would love to have seen for very different reasons, I think. Poltergeist because it's so meaningful to me.
Yeah.
Scream because I just love those movies, most of them. And but the Blair Witch Project, it would have been cool to be a part of that history, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a different type of situation than like the others. But
Yeah, like that was the
those
first
would be
time where
mine.
like a movie had built up a lore around it, where there was like a real like confusion as to was it real, not real. Obviously, if you understand marketing, you knew it wasn't, but like,
Right, right,
um,
right.
right, like it was a pretty big deal. Um, but actually, it's funny because there's a YouTube video. I'll see if I can find the link to it, and I'll tweet it. It is someone got their hands on, and I think it's real. I'm pretty sure it's real. Of an actual audio recording reaction to the final act of Halloween, where it's like people in 1978, like like freaking out when he's like slowly getting up
Standing
behind
up
her.
behind her.
Yeah, and I'm pretty. It sounds, you know, but you could fake anything now. But like, I'm pretty sure the video has been out for years, so it was before like AI really took off and stuff. So I think it's real. But I would just love to be in the theater where people were experiencing like these big twists for the first time. You know,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The Mist and Signs at a drive-in surrounded by cornfields. Oh, that's
She
cool.
saw signs in it. Yeah.
That's really fun. I haven't gone to a
I
drive-in
don't
yet
think
this
at the
season.
time that The Mist came out, I could have handled seeing it. I honestly skipped the ending completely now as a grown up.
Oh, it's so
Once
like
they get in the car, I turn it off. I'm good. I
I'm like
just
I
want to
don't
see
need
that church lady get shot. After that, I'm good.
I don't need to be depressed today.
I'm
Thank
good.
you.
Got all my feel goods. Um, if you could, this one's for Mike as well. If you could pick one character in horror to help you survive an alien invasion, who would you choose? But you can't choose anyone from the Alien, Predator, or the AVP franchises.
Gotcha. So who would be good with an alien? I think Ash Williams would be pretty fun with like I think he'd be pretty good like fighting aliens with his with his chain. It depends on the kind of alien though, I guess. I don't know if he'd be so good against the xenomorph. Didn't they do a comic Ash versus aliens? Was that like a comic crossover? Did anyone read that? I feel like that was a thing actually.
I have no idea.
But Ash would be fun.
I don't have like a fun answer. I think the only one I can think of that practically would at least be ballsy enough to try to help would be Erin from Your Next. I think people are way scarier than aliens, and she took out like a whole family.
Yeah.
Like took on a whole group of people, not the family. The family's technically the good guys, except for the one. But she took on like a whole bunch of people by herself. And she's like next level.
Yeah.
So I feel like she wouldn't be. I think it's open for interpretation too.
I'm gonna say because it does make a big. I mean, xenomorphs are tough.
I don't even think I'm trying to fight no xenomorph. You know what I'm saying? Like that's back to would you survive a horror? Just kill me. Just do what you
even
do.
those Mars Attack aliens, though, you saw what they did to Jack Black. You know, it's.
Yeah, that's probably who I would say.
But even with them, you just gotta throw on some yodeling. Got hit my high falsetto, you know.
Oh, and I guess let me check the story from today too, and just make sure I didn't miss anything. Once I remember how to do it, this part always takes me a minute. I'm not social media. Archive.
Angel, I do have a question for you. Actually, what was the nickname of Rotten Tail's girlfriend?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. That's from Tasha.
I know it's from Tasha. I don't remember. That was her trivia question that she sent to Scott with me because I hate that movie.
See, Tasha, I remembered. What?
I can. Oh, Media 13 commented on the one for today. What's one recommendation you'd give to someone who is new to horror? And a banana. First of all, why you got to bring up old shit, Tasha? Don't be telling people that.
An intro horror movie to somebody, if they're sure, okay. So like, depends on what age they are, you know. But it would always be like Scream. I think Scream is just sort of like a great gateway horror movie because it's going to give you a little bit of history. It's going to give you a bit of a history lesson. So the movie itself is going to drop some movies for you to watch, because you're going to want to get the references. And plus, it's got that self-referential, which I think makes it accessible.
Yeah, I mean, I think The Others is a really good intro. And it's relatively age friendly. There's no sex, there's no violence, not really. There's story-based violence. There's no language. Like anybody, could watch it. I also think
Poltergeist. I mean, that's pretty age friendly, PG.
I think anything like monstery, so like Gremlins would be a good one.
Yes, Gremlins.
Not a lot going on with that. As far as like, my son watched that recently a couple years ago. It's been one of his favorites ever since.
Addams Family, like anything.
Addams Family,
sort of like,
yeah.
Anything like that.
Anything that's more about being like dark and weird and not necessarily like, because I mean, there's a lot of PG-13. Most things from Blumhouse because nothing happens in those movies. Imaginary. I would recommend Imaginary.
Throw them in with The Conjuring. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That first one. That was a great movie experience for me, actually. The Conjuring, now that I'm thinking about it.
Aren't those all PG-13?
Conjuring, no, that's R. Insidious is 13.
Oh, that's it. Excuse me. I don't mean to keep you on. It's been up since like 6. Yeah, I think when I think of intro horror, I usually think of monster movies because I think monster movies tend to not always be scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Others is one of my favorites to recommend to people that aren't super into. You know what I would add to that list now that it's out? Watchers. The Watchers.
Oh, okay.
I would add that to that list. First of all, it's super good. It's PG-13 too, so it's super minor things, but it's essentially like a creature feature, right? And it's very people oriented, so there's not like a ton of scares, It's just a good story. It's so good. But I would put that as an intro to horror. It's very mild.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, and I see. Monster Squad's a good one.
Oh, Monster Squad. Yep.
Scream, right? Intro to Universal Classic Monsters. Yeah, Monster Squad's great.
Yeah. No, I think
Dracula. Yeah. That's good.
Anna Banana. Tasha.
You want to pick like the big themes of the different decades, right? Like if you want to really look at like the history of horror. That's why I say Scream's always good because it's referencing like the state of horror in the 90s. And
I was watching The Exorcist and I was thinking about you.
Yeah. So like you're getting references to like what things were like in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And then you get to go back, but then like you want those like the old monster movies, like that's very much of its era. And then you get into those weird like the Omen, Rosemary's Baby, Exorcist era of horror.
Well, I had a couple of things I was going to ask you from me.
Okay. I know we also have individual.
Oh, I forgot. Shit, we got to hurry up. Okay. I'm losing it here. I've had a headache like all day. It's like starting to catch up with me.
Do you want to do so for you, we'll do this one. So from Scott. Remakes are cool and all, but what franchise should be left to die forever?
My answer to that one is too late because it's already been touched. I guess it wasn't technically a remake. The Exorcist would have been my answer normally.
Oh yeah, it's been sequeled to death at this point, sequeled and prequeled. But
other than that, I don't think anything's off limits. In fact, a remake that I would love to see more than any other is Jaws, with the caveat that it be 100% practical, no CGI whatsoever.
I don't think anything is untouchable. I think people miss the mark when it comes to things. Don't let angry people on Twitter control creative decisions that you make. Don't be afraid to try something new.
Yeah.
Make sure you have something to say. You're not just doing it to do it. Those are like my big three. If you're going to touch something again, make sure you're doing it with a purpose. Make it matter.
Yeah.
Um,
we covered least favorite subgenre already, but the other one from Scott for you specifically is, would you say 2024 has been a good year for horror?
Not really. It's been okay. It's an okay year for horror.
I don't think it's been great.
I don't think it's been great. I just don't feel the excitement. I think like what was
2022?
2022 was fire.
Crazy.
24 nothing has blown me away yet. I mean, we'll see. We got 4 months left. Nosferatu.
A lot's about to come out.
Lots about to happen. So I actually have good feelings about Smile too. I think it looks great.
Hoping they didn't give away one of their biggest scares in it again.
I know. I just love the Suspiria vibes. The dance scene in the mirror hallway looks so cool.
Yeah.
I think it looks like a beautifully made film.
Yeah.
But no, it's been okay year. It's an okay year. I like Maxine. I liked Alien Romulus a lot.
Norin said Romulus was his favorite of the year so far.
Yeah. I mean, I would say as far as horror goes, it's definitely like some Longlegs. I got now I'm like thinking about
Longlegs was really good, but Longlegs didn't change my life like it did a lot of people.
No.
But I thought it was really good. I think, I don't know, like I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know this is gonna make so many people mad. I think The Watchers is probably my contender of movie of the year so far.
Really?
I really loved it. Like, I really loved it. And I really liked Longlegs, and I really liked what was the other one I just watched that was there's another new one I just watched. I can't remember. But anyway, no, The Watchers really, I knew I was going to like it. I did not expect myself to love it as much as I did, but it's so good. That's awesome. I just it's so far it's my contender for the movie of the year.
Yeah. I mean, collectively, no. But individually, there's some great movies. Like I saw The TV Glow is one of my favorites.
I haven't seen that yet. It's on my list. There's a lot I haven't seen yet.
Beautiful movie. Cocaine Bear was fun.
Oh my god, I loved Cocaine Bear.
That was fun.
That had the IKEA guy in it.
Great for found footage. I did like Milk and Cereal. I didn't like that one with Belle. Oh, wait, what was the other new one that I liked this year? Didn't we just cover it? I don't know. Maybe I'm. I don't know. Hold on.
I don't know.
What else did we just cover on the channel? I'm trying to remember. There was like a new one that I really liked. I'm like, what the hell did we do? Not Dagger. There was a newish one I really liked.
I have no idea. I'm drawing a total blank.
2024 found footage. I'm like just literally doing a quick Google because Lord knows I can't remember.
Tasha says Abigail. Abigail was really fun.
Oh, I liked Late Night with the Devil. That was found footage. Late Night with the
Devil was pretty good.
I'm trying to find. I know we did, but whatever. Yeah. No, I think it's been. Oh, Live Screamers is coming.
Oh, I think yeah. That's probably going to be my movie of the year.
Frogman, I liked. I did like Frogman. Frog with the wand. I loved Wizard Frog. Yes, Abigail was great. Yeah, Late Night with the Devil. Yeah,
Late Night with the Devil was good.
Yeah, no, I love my magic frog. Frogman was fun.
Frogman was good. That's about as much as it's getting for me. I thought it was good.
It's not like amazing. We'll see. We'll see how VHS Beyond turns out too. That's coming out real soon.
What is
VHS Beyond?
Oh yeah, soon, and it looks like it's going to be a serious one.
It looks pretty, yeah. And I mean,
Not
you
that
got
dumb comedy shit they keep doing.
But you got Kate Siegel. Justin Long is working on it.
Yeah, I hope they. The only thing is, VHS was kind of like an indie scene. I'd rather it kind of go back to doing people who aren't super popular, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah. But remember, I mean, that's where Radio Silence came from. I mean, granted, I guess they were smaller when they did this.
They were.
Yeah. We'll see, though. I was going to ask you, how do you mentally prepare to film with Scott from You Run? What is your pre-episode
drugs and alcohol? No, I'm just kidding. I don't. Genuinely.
You don't prepare.
No.
You just dive right in. Yeah.
I think it's, because sometimes I get in my head about, because like Scott and I disagree on a lot of things, and it makes it easier if I just don't. So I don't prepare. I'm not one of those types of content creators. Like, I don't take notes. I just show up. You know what I mean? And it's not out of sheer laziness. Some of it's a little bit of laziness, but most of it's just because I really like when things feel organic. And me personally, if I prepare too much, they're not organic.
Yeah, I mean, we're not up here giving dissertations.
No, and it won't matter. It won't matter 1,000 subs, 10,000 subs one day, but it won't matter. I swear to God, I'll still be doing it the same exact fucking way. I'll just be showing up. I'll watch the movies. I'll write the interview questions. I'll read the books, right? But like, I'm not like one of those like reading and having like a set like.
Yeah. No, it's hard to, you can't script everything.
No, and I don't personally do it well. Some people do. There are some channels that are 100% scripted, and it works great for them, and they're able to do it in a way that is convincing, right? Or believable, or whatever you want to call it. If I do it, it's going to sound like I'm reading from a script.
Right. That's the whole performance thing. It's like, sometimes you just got to be yourself.
My ice is probably really loud because there's no more drink in my cup, so I apologize.
I heard I got a brief second. It wasn't that bad.
Sorry. Yes, the answer, Scott, is that I don't prepare. I just show up and hope that we'll continue to work together, or if you make me mad enough, we won't. That's how I do it. What movie would you like to see remade, Steve?
What movie needs a remake? I don't know. This is hard. I'm trying to think of I think we talked about this maybe in Coffee Crypt or something. Like, go back to like a movie that like wasn't good, or like was really hindered by bad special effects at the time. Right? Like, I think they're gonna do another Blob. Like, that's great.
They are.
I'm not emotionally attached to the Blob. Do another Blob. I don't care. But like there was like one with like a giant ant that I watched in like horror class. It was like a disaster movies class. I think it was called Them or They or something.
Yeah.
It was just a killer ant. I was like, there's a world where you can kind of do something cool with this creature here. Remake something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to necessarily, I would like to see, I know they're thinking of doing a TV show, but I think there's a hokiness that didn't quite work with 13 Ghosts. And I love 13 Ghosts. But I think there's it needed to be fleshed out more, which is, I think, is what they want to do with the show. But if you do it with the show, then you're not really improving the movie. You're just doing the show. You know what I mean? Like, you need to put that lore in the movie. Yeah. So I think 13 Ghosts needed like an extra like 30 minutes with just a little bit more like oomph to like the goal and the motivation and like all that stuff. And that's also been in my mind lately because my husband's been watching Monk. So I've been thinking about Tony Shalhoub a lot for something. Tony Shalhoub's been in my house a lot lately.
Fair enough. Yes.
Arrow. That also, yes. There was a good movie in there somewhere.
A cool concept. And the Trevor guy that did the creature designs, oh my God.
The creatures were great.
But those fucking teenagers or whatever they were, I hated every last one of them. I could not finish the movie. They were awful.
Yeah.
Awful. So yes, Mike, I'm with you. Redo Tarot, make it scary, make it grown-ups. Yes.
Yeah.
I completely 1,000% agree with this.
Yeah, they look great.
God, the creature designs, I hate that. I'm a big monster movie lover. That nothing upsets me more than creatures that get put in movies that are beneath them.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
Arcadian. Speaking of creatures, Arcadian was a good movie.
I loved Arcadian. Nick Cage,
Yeah, that
so
was a great
good.
movie.
So good. No, I loved it. That was a really fun creature feature too. So did you have
What
another
is
one for
your?
me?
I mean, I don't know if this is a little bit of a negative question from Scott, but he likes to throw those curveballs. But you have a. I guess we sort of talked about trolls. Least favorite thing about the horror community.
Gatekeeping.
Gatekeep. Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I think it's an umbrella term for a lot of the bullshit behaviors we experience in the horror community.
Yeah.
You know what recently has been getting on my nerves? I'm not going to say the name of the Twitter people because I think I can't remember if I unfollowed or at least muted them. There is a Scream page dedicated to Scream. Like it's in the name, it's their logo or whatever is Ghostface. For weeks. Every time they tweet, it's about how bad Halloween Ends is.
People latch on.
Listen, I mean this as respectfully as I possibly can. Please shut the fuck up about Halloween Ends. Find something else to talk about. Use your platform for something else, man. You got Ghostface on your logo and you're bitching about Halloween Ends. Enough.
Yeah. It's the latching on to like when the hate train takes off for certain movies, it becomes very like accounts for clicks and stuff. Like take advantage of that. And you and I think we actively don't do that. Like I might complain a tweet or two here, but we don't post constant videos.
It's called rage baiting.
Rage baiting. We don't rage. I try not to rage bait. I mean, if I have a gripe about something, I try to package it within as a critique, but like, you know, I see a lot of like horror YouTube accounts that it's just like constant rage baiting of just like they're gonna post 5 videos in 1 week about the same topic just to first, you know, I'm like, I get it, right? We all want to grow our channels, but I'm like, just exhaust. I mean, I don't want to sit there and just.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm so tired of it. Like, and it's like it's irritating because like there's just so many other things you could post about. You know what I mean?
Like, why post about something you hate when you could post about something you love?
What's that from?
I don't know. Is that from something?
It is. I saw it earlier today. What is it from? Something similar. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, something that I hate is the gatekeeping. And I also hate people who literally every post is just this negative thing about the same thing over and over. Shut up. We get it.
Yeah.
Unfollow. You know, like immediate if you have posted about hate the movie, like hating a movie, and it's been your whole ass personality for a month, I'm out, man. I don't care about nothing else you got to say. Unfollow.
And it's like I'm not. Yeah, like I enjoy Halloween Ends. I will defend that movie, but I'm like, I don't talk about my defense of the movie as much as y'all talk about your hate for the movie. You know what I mean? Like,
and the thing is like, you know, I didn't really like Deadstream, but I didn't go on and on and on and on. Now people poke fun at me for not liking it, and it becomes this like joke. Same thing with Creep. But you know, like Scott tried to bait me one time on I think it was, what is the thing I don't ever use? TikTok. And he was like talking about Deadstream. And like I responded, I did what's called a stitch. And I was like, you know, I said, when I tell y'all I don't have time for this shit, I was like, here's what's true. Did not care for this movie. But then, you know what else I said? Here's what's also true. It put a lot of eyes on my favorite subgenre, which is found footage. And it made it so that people who weren't willing to give it a shot gave it a shot. And then after Deadstream went out, like everybody was looking for found footage recs. Everybody wanted to talk about found footage. And I can hate a movie forever but I got to respect what it did for one of my favorite subgenre of horror. And I think like that's probably the better approach. Like you can be honest about not liking something, but you can be respectful about it in a way where you're respectful to the people who do, or the people who made it. Like there's people who bash like super hard into indie creators. We will never do that on this channel. That is not something that is okay to do. And it drives me insane. It's like, it's cool if it doesn't work for you. Like don't ruin it for other people, and don't continue to try to irritate people and upset people because they like something that you don't. Cut that shit out. Unfollow. So that's what I don't like about the community. I don't like the gatekeeping, and I don't like the oh, and you know what my least favorite phrase is? The you're not a real horror fan if. You know what? You meet me outside and say that shit in my face. About to show you what a real horror
because
fan
you know what, like, because a lot of the times, right, it's because you don't like extreme horror or you don't like this. And I'm like, are you gonna go? I guarantee you, Bram Stoker is not gonna like Hostel 2.
Listen,
but you're not gonna. Are you gonna say Bram Stoker's not a horror writer?
Listen, here's the thing for this too, because I talked to my 6-year-old about these concepts, okay? Because he wanted to watch Crawl one time, and my best friend's daughter is the same age, and she is scared of everything. And so like she can't watch stuff about alligators eating people. She can't watch that. It will terrify her. And so Oliver essentially didn't quite like, haha, you're scared, kind of make fun of, but he was like, you're scared of alligators? And I was like, here's the thing, right? Everybody has things that do and don't work for them. And you might like Gremlins, but she might not like Gremlins. And, you know, there's going to be people who are scared of things that you're not, just like there's going to be things you're scared of that other people are not. Not all kids need nightlights, Oliver. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a real thing. We don't judge people based on their limitations of fear or discomfort, because that's not a kind behavior. And I don't welcome it. And if I say that to a grown up, you know what I'm saying? Because like, and I hope Tasha doesn't get mad. I use her as an example for this, but like, you know, she tried to watch The Sadness like a while ago when it first came out. And she was like, I feel like I'm not even a real horror fan. I was like, look, man, that movie's rough. It's rough. So rough. There's parts in that I had to close my eyes. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make you any less a horror fan. In fact, I respect people who are able to go, ooh, not for me, off. That's fine. Yeah. Don't tell people they're not horror fans. You're not a horror fan. So we're not allowing that shit anymore.
Yeah. Horror isn't a catch-all term for do everything you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like horror is a very broad term. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's different kinds. You know, we have subgenres for a reason. And like,
if people don't like, if they don't want to watch it, they don't want to watch it. And they don't owe you or anybody else an explanation at all. Yeah. You know what started up today? I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole because I'll be bitching for a long time. But this came up literally like just a little bit before we started recording. That whole like, we shouldn't have trigger warnings because you should just want to be uncomfortable. Are you fucking kidding me, man? You're kidding me, right? We should be allowed, when it comes to consuming media, books, TV shows, whatever, movies, whatever, games, we should be allowed an opportunity to control our level of discomfort. You don't get to decide that for other people. Well, trigger warnings are for the weak.
Yeah, it kind of is like, it's very similar to like informed consent. You need to know what you're getting into,
and
right?
There's
like
nothing wrong with that.
So if I'm buying a ticket for something, I should be able to know what I am buying a ticket for. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so like to a degree, right? Like if you bring your kid to like a Madonna concert and Madonna does something that you don't like, well, you kind of know how Madonna is. Like I heard a story about that recently. Someone was like upset because Madonna did something kind of loosey-goosey, but I'm like, it's Madonna. You kind of know Madonna.
I mean, she has like a sex book with vanilla ice in it. I'm just
like you know what I mean? But like about a book, right? But also it's like people who complain like now there's like, why is I don't know, the first Omen on my Disney Plus account? I'm like, it's called parental controls. Like,
yeah, it's not. I did think it was weird, but not because it's a scary movie, more because I was like, Disney?
Okay. Yeah. You know, well, it's because they own everything now.
But I get what you're. Yeah, it's
so like the thing is like, there's machinations there. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that, but people need to be able to have access to the machinations.
Yeah, like, the person who reposted it was like, you need to be uncomfortable to experience growth. Wrong. You know what that causes? Trauma. That is almost the exact definition of trauma. Like, are you kidding me right now? I'm so tired of that discussion. Trigger warnings need to be a thing in all sorts of media. You should be allowed to control your level of discomfort. And I feel like anybody who says otherwise has a very weird understanding of the word consent, because it's important. Like, I just can't.
Well,
like I
the
said,
whole idea of like you need to feel discomfort to experience growth. It's like, well, as a therapist, I do exposure therapy with clients, but they are making the active choice to make
yeah.
themselves uncomfortable and eliminate the
Mhm.
stressor. You can't just throw exposure therapy onto somebody when they aren't aware it's going to happen or aren't ready for it, and are not consenting to it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who are you to say what someone should have to experience?
No, for sure.
You know?
And I think I have such a strong disdain for that argument of like trigger warnings are stupid. It's cool that you want to just consume stuff blindly, then don't read the trigger warnings. You know what I'm saying? Like, it says it.
Yeah. I don't like I say I know myself well enough. I don't need trigger warnings.
Yeah.
And that's me. But
Yeah.
I'm not going my lack of need of them is not going to dictate your
No.
need or lack or need. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yep. I have to have them for children's deaths and murders and sexual assault.
And that's fine. And it should be. I mean, and why is that anyone's business? Like,
it's crazy. Look, like I said, I don't want to go. Like, I know I personally can go. I get deep with that one because that one really irritates me on a level like. But that's stupid. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, so stupid. Okay, but now we got questions for each other.
Yes.
So wrap this all
let's do Tasha's comments really quick. Yeah, that was brutal. I'm thinking about giving it a rewatch. Hey, girl, listen. If you never get through it, it doesn't make you any less a horror fan. Because there's shit I won't watch inside. Angel will not. I will not be watching that movie.
I don't even know if I want to bring myself to watch that one. I just doesn't sound enjoyable.
I'm good. Hard pass. Yes, I had two. We can kind of roll mine into one though. How are you feeling about your journey with voices, and what do you want? Where do you want the channel to go or hope for in the future?
I'm miserable. No, I'm having so much fun. No, I like, I'm so grateful every day just that we get to do this together. It's just so much fun. I think I'm excited for what the next year is going to bring. I was just, even this last couple of months, we've just seen so much growth, and it's so like, it just is like overwhelming. And like, sorry, I just saw Tasha's comments. Sorry. I hope your computer's okay. But like, what was I gonna say though? Yeah, I'm excited, right? It's almost like overwhelming to be like, oh my god, yeah, we're over 1,000 now. It's like, okay, woo, all right, and now
too, like,
yeah, and it almost amps up the pressure to almost be like, okay, like, what kind of content are we putting out? Like, maybe we need to look at like how we're putting, again, like you mentioned, time management, right? Like, how do we make it work within our lives? How do we figure out like, okay, do we streamline certain things? What's working? Now we have to sort of have like certain conversations, right?
Yeah. You're right.
But it's exciting. It's like so cool. And like, was there a second part to that question? Oh, did you put that together? What I want to see change?
Yeah, where do you want to see it go?
Where I want to see the channel go?
Yeah.
I want to reach more people. I want to be able to maybe talk about maybe things that we haven't talked about yet, like maybe touch on different subgenres, different topics, different, like I think, like find some cool new ways to mix it up, really double down on the stuff that like we really enjoy. Like, obviously found footage is such like a pillar. Like, you've like turned me around on the subgenre in general. Like,
that's the goal.
That's the goal. Like, I have so much fun with it. So I think finding stuff like more like found footage, maybe we do a different kind of subgenre or something. I don't know.
There's a bunch.
Yeah. More exciting guests, which was going to be my question for you, was, do you have any dream guests? Any dream?
You already know who my dream guest is.
Well, for the channel.
I mean, my dream guest would be Doug Jones.
Yeah.
I realize he's a really high goal, right? But I I grew up watching Doug Jones. I'm such a monster movie fan, and he's in so many things that I have just loved. I would just yeah, I would kill to interview him. It would be, and not even honestly for views, honestly just for myself. Like I don't even
I mean,
care. Like,
because we do this because we love it. That's
yeah,
the
and
thing.
like
It's not a,
I was telling my dad that I was like, if I got an opportunity to interview him for the channel, I would genuinely never be bothered if we never got another interview. Not that I wouldn't want to, but just that I just wouldn't, it wouldn't matter to me because I would be like, my one is, I'm good. Like, and he was like, oh, you say that. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, he is all of the heads on my horror Mount Rushmore. Like,
yeah.
he is everything. Like, he's an icon. I mean, God, he's been in Buffy, Hocus Pocus, Legion, which is one of my favorite movies. He's in Hellboy. Obviously What We Do in the Shadows. He's Baron us, but
Yep.
I just love him so much. And I love his energy. Like, I've been watching interviews with him for years, right? And he's just so funny about stuff. Like when he was like talking about what a bitch Bette Midler was to work with on Hocus Pocus. And he's just so normal and kind, I think. And I've always felt that way watching his interviews. And I would just absolutely love to have him on. Like, it would mean everything.
What's something you would love? I mean, I guess this is sort of like, is there a show idea that we haven't talked about that, or like something that you would like to try experimentally on the channel that you haven't done yet over like the last 3.5 years? Has it been 3.5 years?
Almost. Yeah, it's coming up on 3.5 years. I don't know, because usually whenever I want to do something, I just do it.
True.
So that's hard to say. I am excited about our new one that we're going to do. We don't know for sure if it's going to be limited or not yet, but where we're giving creator spotlights, because we already do filmmakers and we already do art authors. But I wanted to give a kind of a broader, like podcasters and content creators or people who do multiple things in the horror world, and I'm just going to use Radar as an example because it's an easier one to go. But he does. I'm out of drink. He does the content creating stuff on the TikTok and Instagram. He works with Horror Fiend. He's a writer. He does a lot of different things. And so I'm really excited about that because and everybody knows this, I think, about us. Tasha says this is our reputation. I hope she's right. We always do whatever we can to boost other people up. And I think this is just another way to do that. And through doing that, we've made some incredible friends and some really awesome connections. And so I'm really excited to get that. We have a list of people working on scheduling for those and stuff. And that has me like really excited because I just really would have never thought, like, I'm not going to lie to you, that little 1 minute, again, this was hard to get down to a minute, but that 1 minute video I did where it was like how it was and then how it's going. And that like little promotional thing I did when we reached 1,000, I rewatched that multiple times a week because it just like blows my mind where we are compared to where I started. And just how much more fulfilling and fun and creative and exciting it is now doing all these different things with all these different people. And I'm like watching the video clip of like you and Rob or me and you or me and Albert or Kat or whoever, right? All of our friends, Norin, all the people that come on all the time. And I'm just like Radar. I'm just like, wow, like it was just me talking to me for like a long time. And so it's been, that's something I'm the most excited about. I don't really have anything else I can think of because, like I said, usually I just do whatever I want. So if I come up with something, I usually just like, I'll pitch it. We like work on it together, or if it's something that I'm going to do solo or whatever. But I think that's at least something I'm really excited about is our little content corner or creator corner that we're going to do where we kind of spotlight bigger, kind of more, what's the word, like multifaceted creators that do like
I
what
would
I'm
say
saying?
like multi-pronged, multifaceted.
Yeah, because like and mostly podcasters and YouTubers, of course, because we don't really have anything dedicated to just them.
Multimedia creators, I might say.
Yeah, like just like the people like Horror Fiend and Sledgehammer, and there's a lot of it, like Rob from Creepy and Geeky, like lots of like those types of things, and just having those people come on and chat about what they do.
Yeah. Got one more fun question for you.
Okay.
If you could own a piece of horror memorabilia,
Don't even play. You know the answer to this. Go ahead.
if you could own one thing from horror memorabilia, what would it be?
Okay. If I could own one thing, it would be the clown from the original Poltergeist.
Well, I know the answer, but
Yeah.
no.
Alternatively,
If the clown no longer existed.
huh?
If the clown no longer existed.
Yeah. Okay. So let me think outside of Poltergeist. Maybe Frankenstein wasn't really a mask. It was a lot of makeup and Creature from the Black Lagoon mask, the original one,
That would be cool.
which was made by a woman.
Hell
For those
yeah.
of you who don't know that. She's
right.
the real MVP for that movie because damn.
Yeah, you gotta get like a mannequin so you can put the mask on it or something.
Oh my God. I have another one. Or I'm trying to think of which movie I would go with. Maybe the Peacemaker from Silver Bullet, the bat.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because like Silver Bullet's one of my favorite werewolf movies. And there's that scene where they're in the fog and the bartender guy that has the bat, he's like, he raises the bat up and he comes down on the werewolf, but then the next hand you see is the werewolf hand holding the bat and goes down on it's hilarious. That movie's a blast. Anyway, that Peacemaker, I would go with that. Because I was thinking, I was like, there's got to be something werewolfy I would want.
Yeah. So much.
I think if I had like a statue of one or like an animatronic of one, it would scare me. So I'll go with the bat.
No, that might be a little too much. Anything life size might be.
What would yours be?
Oh gosh, what would be? I would love. I mean, probably like the Michael mask, like one of the originals. I mean, yeah, not to go the obvious Poltergeist thing. Well, I don't know if it would be the clown. I think I would love something like, oh man, I was trying to like one of the objects that were like floating in the bedroom would be really cool.
The
Or
phone
like,
her grandma calls on.
yes, the phone. Yeah, the little phone that she's holding. See, I could point to things. It's useful. Although it's so small though, you probably can't even see it. I'm even thinking like, what are like a good the TV would be really cool. Like the TV she's talking to, have that sort of set up. You know, I would have to do something cool with that. Like if I could put the TV somewhere in the background.
Yeah, lots of stuff you could do with that.
Oh man, what would else be a really cool one? Like an egg from Alien.
Ooh, that would be a good one.
I'm gonna try to think that either something that would like double as like a really good Halloween decoration, or a really good voices like background thing.
Yeah. No, those are all good answers.
Cool. All right, but I think that's. I think we got through them all almost at exactly 2 hours.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody that sent questions. We appreciate it.
Yeah. You were so nervous. We would not get any.
Listen, don't act like I didn't have a right to be or a reason to be. People are not always super engaged with things if you don't, but it helped because we did it so early, I think. So now we know that's the way to
2 months in advance. You're too far. No, you're fine. I'm teasing you. I think it's good. Well, I mean, I think like because it's like we always like scratch our heads like when we do like giveaways. We're like, no one's entering. Like we're like some people do, but it's always like 5 or 6.
It's weird. So,
anyway, but
well, I think that's gonna wrap up this Ask Us Anything live. Thanks for everybody that stopped by and chat and hung out. We always appreciate seeing you guys, our friendies, and everybody that sent questions. We appreciate it. Yeah, I'm tired. My head hurts.
Yeah.
Like
yes, this has been a blast. Thank you,
Tosh. Love you, Tosh. But cool. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us on our Ask Us Anything live. We hope you have a good Tuesday. Hope you have a good rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend, and Steve and I will see you in the next one.
Good night.